Welcome to the Self-Directed Employment Planning Training. This training was developed by Shannon Webb and Nancy Farnan-Mulfenter through In Control Wisconsin, with funding made available by the Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities. This training is designed to help people with disabilities think about their integrated employment options, understand employment supports, and create a plan to achieve their integrated employment goals. This training will provide job seekers with disabilities and those who support them with information about ways to become employed, factors to consider, and resources available. This training is called the Self-Directed Employment Planning Training because it is very important for you to be involved in the decisions that are about you and your life. Work is a part of life for most adults, and having a disability does not mean that you cannot work. In fact, the authors and sponsors of this training believe that everyone can work, regardless of disability. We hope that this training will be helpful for you on your path to employment. Self-direction means that you make your own decisions using the resources that are available with help from people you trust. It also means that you take responsibility by putting in the time and effort needed to get what you want. Taking the time to go through this training and put together your employment plan is one way you are taking responsibility in your life. As one parent who reviewed this training said, self-direction is about freedom on how you want to live your life, having authority, being involved in decision-making, getting support to organize resources, responsibility, and self-advocacy. To be as successful as possible at work, you will need to think about what you want to do, what you like to do, and what you're good at doing. You may know exactly what you want to do for work, or you may be unsure and will need to try different things to figure out what type of work is right for you. You may need to figure out what resources are available to you and what the employment options are in the area where you live. You may need to get additional education or training to get the type of job you want. You may want to consider starting your own business. You may be able to get a job and learn it without much help from other people, or you may need assistance with some or all of the steps involved in finding a job or starting a business. We are all different, and the key is knowing about yourself, making a plan that can meet your goals and needs, and then having the right help to be employed. This training has 10 learning modules. You are in the introduction module now, and there are 10 learning modules after this. There is also a conclusion module to help you review and complete your employment plan. There is a workbook that goes with this training. The workbook can be downloaded by selecting Resources in the top right corner of this training. Each module has a corresponding section in the workbook with questions. If you use the workbook to answer the questions at the end of each module, then you will have the information you need for a written employment plan when you are done. Each section of this training will take most people 30 minutes to complete if you watch each module and complete the workbook sections. It is okay if sections take you less or more time. You can do the training one section at a time, or you can do as many sections in one sitting as you would like to do. There is no right or wrong way to do them. You can go back to them as many times as you want to. Do whatever is most helpful to you. A list of the 10 modules and the description of what is covered in each module can be found on the Self-Directed Employment Planning Training webpage on the In Control Wisconsin website. The modules were created to be viewed one after the other in the order listed. The information from one module is built on or expanded in the next module. Viewing the modules in order will help you learn the material and build your employment plan. However, you can skip modules or view the modules in the order of most interest to you. Before starting the modules, download the Self-Directed Employment Planning Workbook. This workbook can be downloaded by selecting the Resources in the top right corner of this training. If you write down your answers to the questions in the workbook, you will have the information to complete your employment plan when you get to the end of this training. In addition to the training modules and workbook, there is a resource guide to help you look up information as you go along. The resource guide can also be downloaded by selecting Resources in the top right-hand corner of this training. You are now ready to begin the Self-Directed Employment Planning Training. Go at your own pace. You can go back to information as many times as you want to.